Now, here's a rather interesting one. I was hearing about a new AI product called AI Proactor. Now, I'm not sure how successful this company is going to be, but it does jog one's thoughts about what the future could hold. So, firstly, who are they? I thought at first looking at their video, it's a Chinese company, but it's apparently registered in America, so I'm not entirely sure. They look like quite a new startup, but they got a rather good idea. So, at the moment, if I'm working with an AI in a day long AI consulting meeting, what I'm doing is I keep on switching on the voice recorder, and I can be talking for half an hour, and then I ask it to summarize. And then by the end of the day's meeting, I can get, some action points out of the meeting by asking the AI. Now, what Proactor is proposing to do rather cleverly is that it would stay on non-stop and be looking at whatever you're doing on your screen throughout the whole day and listening to any video calls you're having, any meetings you're in, any emails, everything you're doing in your kind of work environment. And it's thinking about those things as it goes. So it's agentic. And if you say, oh, I've got to remember to put this on my calendar, it'll put that in the calendar automatically for you. If you're something like, oh, we should make an agent to sort out this automation, it'll go and do that for you without having to be separately asked to do it. So it's a good idea. So the way they're kind of saying it is it's proactive. It's an AI assistant that understands and acts, proactive support. Now, it's going to take a very large memory to do that because, of course, imagine if it's um, following you around basically every day of your working life. That's going to be an awful lot of memory. But if it worked well, it would also be a very big time saver, wouldn't it? Now, this kind of gets me thinking. Microsoft Copilot is called that, but Copilot is something that the Microsoft version is fairly limited, unfortunately. They could have done better. But the word Copilot, when it applies to AI, this is kind of truly the direction it is going. It's like not quite 24/7 because it doesn't need to record you while you sleep, but you know what I mean. It's something that would be agentically following everything you do. But then let's think about this. That then creates a digital twin because you're training it in everything that it's supporting you in. So basically, humans need an intelligence extender. We've always used pen and paper in the past. But imagine this now, where this really becomes like an extension to the brain and really part of the value of who you are. It's like a digital twin that's always working with you, and your productivity personally is massively enhanced by that. But then I already mentioned that this takes an awful lot of memory and it could be kind of linked up with other AIs. And I'm imagining then this would be like a personal AI advantage. Your value in work to lead companies, to be an entrepreneur, to be a valuable employee would all start depending on how well configured you are with your digital twin. Obviously, you'd have to be smart in the first place, but the more powerful your digital twin, the more successful you are in business. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. Someone like a high net worth individual would want to have the best digital twin to be the most successful in whatever they're trying to do, of setting up new companies, of managing their wealth, of sorting out anything in their life, setting up new companies, being successful in negotiations. So I could see this becoming really a differentiator. So I'm not talking about just Proactor as a single um, AI solution, but just where that kind of technology is going logically now. Because I keep on saying about AI orchestration agents. So one AI that can intelligently spin up a swarm of super agents to do the equivalent of an entire company for you. But this AI Proactor is kind of a little bit of an interface that I'd see of how that would work. It's not the full solution in itself, but it really gets you thinking. So if you had a digital twin that was basically following everything you do, imagine in the future if you had that switched on for not just a year, but for 20 years, it would know absolutely everything about you. And a lot of who you are in terms of your performance in business would be down to that twin, the digital twin as well. So there's one almost science fiction idea about, uploading your personality to the cloud, becoming a digital soul, which could then be immortal. Now, I'm stretching things a little bit here, but you can see where this is going. If you had a digital twin like that and it continued for several years, that is the beginning, isn't it, of a personal digital copy, which is also a stepping stone towards digital immortality for us, which, of course, the high net worth individuals are going to find pretty interesting, aren't they? So, the one we're looking at, AI Proactor, I don't know how successful this is going to be as a company. It looks very new and quite small as a company, but it just triggers a torrent of thinking. I'd expect some of the big AI players will start moving in this direction as well. They're always hyper scaling, looking at what startups are doing and trying to do it 10 times better. But it just offer, another piece of the jigsaw puzzle, doesn't it? And a kind of a window about where all of this is going, and it's going exponentially fast. So, we're going to see this sooner than we expect, certainly within our lifetimes, isn't it?